Hello guys, it is Guarg back with you for race number 3, part 4, whatever you want to call this, of my Mind Team career. You join me in the practice session. Of course, we're out here getting all the R&D, failing one of the R&Ds. Let's just put it on 5 times speed, okay? You guys understand what's happening by now. We just get to do all of these fast practice sessions, failing 70% a little bit too many times, so I don't like that. Then we go on to the discounts, now that we've got all the R&D points available. Try and do a 25%, we actually do complete it. And into, I believe, FP3, yep, we still have FP3 to do. Where we just get to do the race strategy, there we go, which we complete. One more from the qualifying pace, and we have completed practice perfectly. Nearly took us to the end of FP3, but there is enough time left to do it. Yep. Loading screen's going to be the death of me though, so, you know. But on to qualifying, of course, we're at Suzuka. Japan, it's not the greatest of races for us. But, you know. We get to put on our setup, of course, having a setup for what I believe to be most all tracks. Yeah. Changing the fuel a little bit, changing the tyres a little bit. You understand the vibes. But then we get to go out and do our lap. We have enough fuel to do an out lap, a flying lap, a cool down lap, a flying lap, and an in lap. But, you know, let's see what we can do with it anyway. Not being able to drive the car for half of the intro for the flying lap, so that's fun. But finally we get to slow down a little bit, warm up tyres just a little bit more, and cross the line to start our lap. Let's see, what can we do though? Down into turn 1. Changing the fuel a little bit, puts us a little bit offline, being distracted by how we jump straight back onto the line perfectly though. Going out the hairpin. Hairpin is a little bit tough for me. I don't like it personally. It's quite a hard corner for me. Probably the hardest on the track. That's just a personal opinion though. Other people might find it one of the easiest on the track. Spoon is another one which I struggle with a little bit. Practically, if it's in Sector 2, I'm going to struggle with it. But anyway, coming around the final corner, we get a little bit of a twitch on, so we have to drop the throttle a little bit, but across the line we are perfectly last, and second behind Fernando Alonso. Behrman overtake us. Behrman doesn't want to overtake us. We're literally driving in the grass and Behrman's like, nah, he's on a flying lap, we can't overtake him. We have to go down to 8 miles an hour just for him to overtake us, but anyway. We've completed our cool down lap, we've warmed the tyres back up, got the battery back up to 100%, we have 1.6 laps of fuel left. So we can fly around the final corner, get a little bit of twitch on again, hopefully it doesn't hurt us too much. No, it doesn't, we are green coming down the main straight. Just under a tenth. But as we come to the end of Sector 1, we are 6 tenths up. I don't know where I found that, and to be honest I don't care, and I'm not going to show you where. I promise I didn't corner cut though, I just can't bother. 8 tenths as we come out of the double right-hander. It's dropped back down to 4 tenths because the hairpin and spoon. Coming through the final chicane. 5 tenths up, round the final corner, go a lot wider than I would have wanted. Cut back into the middle of the track. And we're still only 4 tenths behind Kimi Antonelli in P20. It's quite stinky. Red Bulls are in a 1-2, Carlos Sainz is 4th, there's the RBs there, Jack Doohan and Nico Hulkenberg also making appearances in the top 10, which is quite surprising. On to the final lap though, and we've tried to time it quite late. Of course this is us driving out a pit lane, and there's 2 minutes left, so we have 2 minutes to get across the line. 2 cars behind us, the Haas and the Aston Martin, have just finished their lap, so we don't need to worry about traffic or anything. And as we come around the final corner, closest car is still about 15 seconds ahead of us, and the closest car behind us is about 20 in the Ferrari. Coming down the main straight though, we don't get the best of exits out the final corner, so not the best, and we managed to keep that vibe going, coming to the end of Sector 1 being about a tenth and a half down. Into the hairpin, I finally figured out how to do it. That is so beautiful. Unfortunately, I could not replicate doing that in any of my laps in the actual race itself, so, you know. Going through 130R, 2 tenths up, into the final chicane. Can we make anything of it? Perfectly on the first curve, perfectly on the second curve. We gain a couple of tenths, and we manage to stick to a tighter line around the final corner. Do lose a little bit of time, but that is P21. Oh my god. Yeah, so not my greatest of tracks, and I'm going to be honest, I think I did better at China. I can't actually remember though, it's been a while. I've slept since then. I'm going to let Crofty talk though, for this one. I can't bother to talk at all. Yeah, Suzuka, it's Japanese, woo, there's cherry blossoms, and the track's very windy, because some people like to take this track to drift round, like with most of the Japanese tracks. That's why it's so windy, I think that's actually the origin of it, on why it's so windy. I can't remember, I don't know the lore behind Suzuka Circuit. I'm not going to do well at this track. Go on, Crofty, go do the grid for us.
It's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz
stayed P4.
Lando Norris, and Piastri.
Did the top 10 change at all?
Ocon, Crawford.
Okay, yes, they did. Jesus Christ, my teammates up there. Hulkenberg stayed in the top 10, though, that's good.
Hadjar, Albon, and Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Did you just say
Russell,
fucking Sir?
Doohan, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
Humble much? Jesus Christ, British
Fernando
media really
Alonso,
do get to you.
Verschoor, and
Oh,
Ollie
no one got a
Behrman
penalty to
rounds
start
off the
behind
grid.
us. Oh, that's great.
With preparations almost complete, let's
Jesus
head
Christ,
down to the
Crofty,
track.
though, you're really humble about this goddamn British bias, like. We are changing the strategy a little bit, of course. There's rain about in the middle, so I ended up changing the strategy. Just having a look what tyre options we have. We decided to do medium, medium, soft. We actually forget to do the fuel as well, which is really fun. But on to the formation lap. Jesus Christ, the Williams is actually fourth. And there's a Haas and a Sauber up there. Oh my god. Both Ferraris on the softs, and then one teammate starting on the hards, one teammate on the mediums, and I don't think there's one constructor on there that actually has both their drivers on the same tyre. Actually, I think my teammate was on the mediums, so I think we're the only team that has both our drivers on mediums. But apart from the teams using the softs, every single other team has different tyres on each of their drivers, between the medium and the hards. And that is us, that is Richard Verschoor. Fortunately not a good qualifying, especially compared to his teammate Jack Crawford. But, you know, things can change in the race. Spoiler alert, they change. Formation up though is done. And the lights, 5 lights are up. And we are racing in Japan. We get a very good start, but we get a little bit squirrely in the second phase of it, and Bortoleto manages to come straight back at us, but Fernando Alonso, we do get ahead, and Bortoleto finally go around the outside of Kimi Antonelli, but we go a little bit wide, gets stuck on the curb, and Kimi Antonelli slots back past, and we make contact with Bortoleto for the 3rd race in a row. We have hit a driver, and it's been Bortoleto. We do not have a good relationship with him. Coming around, the rest of the S's there in Sector 1, we get straight back up behind Behrman, we can't make anything of it. And just like in real life, I don't think there was a single real overtake that really happened. We skipped 2 laps later, where we finally managed to make a move on Behrman, up into 20th place. I know, really big move that was huge for the championship. And then nothing else happened for the rest of the race, I don't think. Mark ends up glazing us about how good that overtake was, but you know, we move into turn 1. Really nice flowy line through there, trying to stick with the Aston Martin and Mercedes, which, let's be honest, should not be down here. 3 laps later though, coming down the main straight again, the clouds are a lot grey this time, and Behrman's coming straight back at us. and the Haas driver gets ahead. Does he stay ahead? We try to try and stick it around the outside. Can't. Have to have to slot in behind him. 2 laps later though, at the hairpin, we get back ahead of him. He has to move out of the way a little bit, but oh well. Try and get a good exit, but unfortunately because it's the hairpin we end up not having that, and he gets back ahead of us. I can't speak English today. Why do you think I've offered not to talk? Back at Spoon though, we decided to send it down the inside, and to be fair it works. We do leave the rim on the outside, but Behrman backs out of it anyway, so we've been hurt a little bit. But rain is expected according to Mark, and as we come down the back straight into 130, we decide to ask what the weather's like. 5 minutes until the rain is coming, and it's dries are currently looking like the best tyres, but I think that I would grain of salt. Is that the same? I feel like I said the wrong one. I don't know. Behrman comes back at us though on the main straight though, so he goes back up into P19. We drop back down to P20. Alonso gets ahead of Antonelli ahead of us as well, and it's quite clean through turn 1. 1 lap later though, coming on to lap 10, Hadjar pits, Albon pit. I think all the soft drivers have now pitted. Bortoletto comes at us though, and Behrman is sending it down the inside of Kimi Antonelli. Tries to slip back past us. Oh, he gets oversteer. We've hit that back of Bortoletto as well. We don't get any wing damage, but there is a safety car. Do you remember a couple of laps ago when Mark said rain is coming? We go to the Inters. We ask him, is it a good idea to go to the Inters? I've just elbowed my desk, I don't know if you heard that. He said rain is expected any minute. I was talking over him though. Coming into the pit lane, I did not realise we were the first box, so I did turn in late. My bad. We go on to the Inters, and the only drivers behind us which will end up ahead of us are the soft drivers that were on the softs. We've gone to the mediums, and as you can see a couple of laps later, still behind the safety car though. It is raining. It is into weather. And we can no longer take 130R flat. I didn't realise we caught up to the grid just quite that much. But this is now huge. My teammate decides to pit. There's a couple other pitters as well. I think I can see a Mercedes, which I'm going to guess is George Russell just because he's with my teammate and Kimi Antonelli was near the last. And he goes onto the Inters, Bortoletto onto the Inters, Gasly onto the Inters, Alonso onto the Inters, and George Russell onto the Inters as well. All of them drivers have pitted onto the intermediate tyres. They have joined me on this, and we are the only team with both drivers on the Inters. The safety car is coming in this lap, and except from a select few, every single other driver pit. I believe the only drivers that stayed out is Leclerc and Verstappen. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Top Left. There's Leclerc. It is Hamilton and Tsunoda. Okay, I got both drivers wrong. I'm so good at this. I decided to let my teammate pass because I know he's faster than me. I accidentally let George Russell pass as well though, but if we're not going to turn down a win, we can at least have a P2. I mean, should our car even be on the podium? We're currently running a net 1-3. Trust me, it stays like that. We do decide to try and hold Alonso and Gasly up. That doesn't really last, so we get a little bit of a slide. Alonso goes through, and Gasly gets through, and Bortoletto is now on our tail. And Norris is right behind them as well, 6 seconds behind, but you know. We don't get ahead of them. Norris gets ahead of Bortoletto, just out of Spoon. Norris gets ahead of us. We try to stay defensive, but he ends up just taking through anyway. Through 130R. Nothing we can put against him. Get on the curb, and that's definitely the position lost. And my salutations go towards my teammate, because good luck, there's one of the fastest drivers in this game right behind you. Yes, the gap's 11 seconds. A lap later, Verstappen does the exact same thing, exact same place, but this time he decides to stick around the outside. We do the Alonso to Schumacher. He has children at home. Verstappen didn't get the memo, so he ends up staying ahead. Through the chicane, we see, can we maybe get back past him and get our elbows out like Verstappen, so that was really nice. But Verstappen sticks to place. He has the faster car, he's the better driver, and he gets through. The safety car comes back out, and we nearly hit the back of Ocon. And we end up actually glitching the game because we don't have to give the position back either. However, we do need to slow down because our delta is horrific. Lap 24 or 27. Okay. Safety car is out. Just a question. What did we do last time the safety car came out? We went to Winters and it started raining. Look at the screen. There is not a single drop of rain. We're going to the softs. Let's see if Mark has anything to say about it.
Stable at the moment, no rain currently expected. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Okay, Inters seem the fastest, but no rain expected. We're going to the softs. Will this work out? Not a clue. This time, remember our pit box is right there. We're getting optimal. Hamilton has a 10-second time penalty. That's probably for ignoring the safety car. So does Albon. There's Jack Doohan, and Hadjar has one as well. That could be huge. Lap 25-27. We're the only driver on the dries, and safety cars come in despite there literally only being 4 drivers behind it. So cheers FIA. Anything to stop us from getting a point, you know. We've done 3 races. The AI on our team has got 2-point finishes. We still haven't. Of course, Jack Crawford in Australia, and, well, I mean, there's only 4 goddamn cars that are about to cross the line, and my teammate's part of them. If you do look at the map as well, George Russell Wood's got a masterful lead. He wins the race. But who is that that's come in second? Jack goddamn Crawford is on the podium. Jack goddamn Crawford got on the podium. We couldn't make any amends of being on the dry tyres. We ended up getting 20th because one of the 10-second time penalty drivers does finish behind us. Alonso gets driver of the day because he started like 20th or something and he got 3rd. But we got a podium. I didn't get a podium, my teammate got a podium. Jack Crawford got a podium and we'll be driving as him next race. Drove us in the last race. What we don't care about Mercedes, okay? They finish on the podium a lot. George Russell is like 3rd in most podiums this season in real life, okay? Alonso got on the podium as well. Jesus Christ. But no one cares about the Mercedes getting a podium. That's average. Go back to any year before 2022 and you'd see a Mercedes on the podium. What I care about is that guy in the red, black and blue. That dude right there. That dude right there. The American. Jack Crawford. He's got a podium. He got a podium. He wouldn't have pitted unless we pitted. I'm telling you right now. We are the reason that our team got a podium. He's now P7 in the standings and we're P7 in the constructors. He came 2nd. Yeah, Alonso started 20th, came 3rd, so that's why he got driver of the day. We finished 20th, so we also gained a position, but it's nothing good. We're also the only driver that started on the... no, that finished on the dries. But yeah. Jack Crawford's on the goddamn podium. It was for severe collision with each other and then ignoring yellow flags, so I'm guessing, like, when I tried to overtake Ocon during the safety car, if I ended up hitting him in the arse, I would have got a 10-second for it. Jack Crawford then ends up having team talks, which, I mean, he scored 20 points this season in 3 races. We're keeping him, okay? He's now the key driver. Forget Verschoor. Verschoor can go away. We can have Colapinto and Crawford. We're the team C. What? I don't know. We have a couple parts developed. We have a new aerodynamic thing, which is pretty cool. And then we go back into it again, and we don't have tyre blankets. Okay, that's just great. But we do have 2 cable assemblies and 2 tyre blankets to do. And we also have fuel technology done for our second driver, so we get to do rotor speed as well for our powertrain. So now Crawford and Verschoor have equal cars. And of course, with Bahrain being the next race, I'll be driving as Crawford. Crawford has 2-point finishes. We're using the balanced tyre thing, and we are driving as Crawford. And us going to Bahrain is marking the end of this video. It's been exciting. We got a podium. What the hell happened? So yeah, please like, please subscribe, please do something with this video that isn't a dislike. I would appreciate it very, very much. Subscribing is literally free. Why aren't you doing it? If it cost money, I'd understand it. I wouldn't pay for a subscription, unlike OnlyFans. So just subscribe, and goodbye.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!